the Latin American Youth Center presents this year's Virtual Gala, Our Youth Matter, Together for Hope. With your hosts, V. Solomon, and Ramiro Forte. Tonight, we honor Dr. Monica Goldson, Chief Executive Officer, Prince George's County Public Schools; Dr. LaQuandra S. Nesbitt, Director, D.C. Department of Health; Janet Murguia, President and CEO, Unidos U.S. The Gosno Foundation, with remarks from Trustee Kate Gillette. Youth performances, music, poetry, spoken word, and more. LAYC's 2021 Virtual Gala. This event is sponsored by Oak Point Charitable Foundation.
Welcome
Bienvenido
to the 2021
Latin American Youth Center
Virtual Gala. Family, friends, supporters.
And if you happen to stumble upon this podcast, new friends, my name is Ramiro Forte, and we have an exciting program for you all tonight. You expect to learn about LAYC's virtual hybrid programs and hear from our amazing youth and their families.
Yes.
We will honor Latin American Youth Center's, LAYC's community partners that have continuously strived to build and empower our communities. Because together, we are truly better. And joining me this evening is Ms. V. Sullivan.
Gracias, Ramiro. You know, I've been around the Latin American Youth Center for so many years, about 20 years now. And most recently, I've volunteered with food distribution for families with food insecurities. It's been a great ride, but you have got me beat.
Wow, V. It's truly an honor to share this platform with you. My journey with LAYC began almost 8 years ago as a youth participant. I am now an AmeriCourse alumni. Because of my time spent in LAYC's after-school program, I learned how to become a leader. I've seen how LAYC youth are supported to achieve their goals. I am now honored to serve as the after-school program coordinator at Wilson High School for the very same program that supported me as a youth. I didn't just witness, but I was a recipient of their services. Now, I'm happy to be giving back. Up next, take an intimate peek inside the inner workings of LAYC during the pandemic.
Tonight, we are advocating on behalf of the Latin American Youth Center and Maryland Multicultural Youth Centers, a nonprofit organization whose mission focuses on empowering a diverse population of youth to achieve a successful transition into adulthood. Make sure to stay tuned and be inspired by our youth. Now let's learn a little bit more about the history of LAYC.
I'm always excited to share about the history of the Latin American Youth Center, LAYC. We have been an anchor to the DC and Maryland community in total over 53 years now, and it's just been incredible work to witness. Work was started probably in the late 60s, but we became incorporated in 74. And just exciting work started right away. And really, it was as a result of the needs of the community. And there was an immigrant community that we were seeing coming from Central America in the 80s, as well as the Caribbean. And there weren't any services for them to actually go to. And so partnerships started with the Department of Employment Services, leading to creating social services as well as mental health supports, and also exploring the work around residential housing with the Transition Living Program, which we have. So at the heart of the work that we do, it's always been around service and really listening to the community and responding to those needs. And we have evolved over time, and you know, it was in 2005 that we expanded to Maryland. And also demographics have changed. 2016, we started to see changing their demographics. We are about 46% Latino, Latinx, 42% African American, and 12% other. While initially we got started to service the Latino community, it has really evolved over time, and it's really continued to serve our youth primarily. We have a portfolio of about 50 different programs, and part of it is our approach to the work. We want to make sure there's access and opportunities to our youth, so that when they walk through our doors, we will meet them where they're at. They will have different needs. For example, someone may have a need around housing, while someone really has academic support needs, and another young person may need employment. So we try to create this sort of different services portfolios where young people can access those opportunities. But there's just been a lot of really exciting work to launch. In '96, for example, we were one of the first organizations that launched AmeriCorps, which is we have it over 25 years now. And what's really incredible about that program is that probably the last time we checked, about 26% of AmeriCorps members that start with us transition to full-time staff. And that is such a great pathway or pipeline, if you will. And there are people that are invested in community, they know our communities, and they really want to serve. So the arts has always been important to the Latin American Youth Center. We have a teen center, media. What we want to do is have young people be comfortable and share their voice. And so the mural is just one form or a medium of expression, but we have so many other ways where now beats are something that they are doing, incorporating in programs. Spoken word is another piece. Radio, broadcasting, just giving them just different opportunities so that graffiti, arts, just fine arts, so that they're able to learn and like I said, continue to express themselves using those different mediums. And I was introduced to the Latin American Youth Center at the age of 14. And never in my wildest dreams did I think I would end up leading the organization 23 years later. And this was where my heart was. I wanted to be able to be in service of our community, and this was how my path led to LAYC 23 years later, now leading the Latin American Youth Center.
It's such a great story about LAYC and how the organization has evolved to always serve the communities. Now, we're happy to hear from LAYC's board chair, Betsy Brand.
Good evening. As chair of the Latin American Youth Center Board of Directors, let me thank you for joining us this evening to celebrate and support LAYC and the amazing work they do for youth and their families. Our annual gala is our largest fundraiser, and while tonight looks different from the in-person events with hundreds of people we've held in the past, we're excited that this new format will reach even more new guests and supporters as we celebrate youth and share LAYC's journey during the pandemic. I'm Betsy Brand, and I've served on the board for almost 10 years. The mission of LAYC, to help youth successfully transition to adulthood by addressing social, emotional, academic, and career needs, has always spoken to me and drawn me in. Over the years, I've seen how LAYC has provided personalized programs, care, and services to young people based on their passions, goals, and needs. At LAYC, each young person is encouraged to pursue their dreams, reach their goals, and acquire the skills and self-confidence to live a life of purpose, connection, contribution, and joy. All of our board members are dedicated to helping LAYC achieve its mission, and many of them have joined in activities this past year, such as delivering food to hungry families so that we can serve more people. This evening we celebrate our youth, our honorees, and the work of LAYC under the leadership of Lupe Quinteros-Grady. Lupe and her staff have been relentless in responding to the needs of youth and their families. But the youth are really the stars of the evening, as you will soon hear and see. They faced many barriers prior to the pandemic, and during these particularly challenging times, they've continued to demonstrate tenacity, resiliency, and hope, and achieve significant personal and academic goals, such as completing their GEDs, getting jobs, enrolling in post-secondary education, and securing stable housing. Now I'd like to recognize several of tonight's sponsors who have helped to make this work possible. The Oak Point Charitable Foundation and Julie Jensen, Helen E. Cook, Capital One, Morgan Stanley, Pepco, Geico, Rick and Diana England, and Wells Fargo. Thank you all. Given the challenges of the pandemic, LAYC's work has been even more important this past year. The LAYC board remains committed to supporting the staff, youth, and family, and to seeing this work continue. But we need your help to make that happen. So please, won't you consider a donation? Again, thank you so much for taking the time to join us this evening for this virtual gala and for supporting LAYC and its amazing work.
Here at LAYC, our youth matter. Diamond Cumberbatch is going to give us some original thoughts about social change. Diamond?
Hero. Isn't that special someone you look up to? Hero. No, it's that super guy in the sky that waves high while saving a life next to you. Hero. But what does that really mean to you? I say it's a friend that's there with you till the very end, through thick and thin, even if they weren't there to begin with. I'd say it's that role model figure in your life who motivates you to fight even if you don't want to anymore. I'd say it's the right person who does the right thing even when no one's looking. Or my mom, because I love her home cooking. Heroes are stereotyped. On TV, they're only there to save lives or put out a fire in front of your eyes and go in fast motion so that the dangers in life only happen in a flash. It doesn't last. But you see, heroes, that's not all they do. A hero could be just the right person, there at the right time, with a good heart. Your life doesn't have to be in danger for someone to have a major impact on you. It could be a word, it could be a gesture, it could even motivate you to lift a ton of rocks as if they were as light as a feather. Hero.
Good evening. I am Melanie Lassiter, Senior Manager, Corporate Relations with Pepco Holdings. This year, Pepco is honored to partner with Latin American Youth Center for the Our Youth Matter Virtual Gala. Congratulations to Latin American Youth Center for serving more than 5,000 youth and families since March 2020. The impactful work of the center and this year's gala honorees has truly changed lives in the greater Washington, D.C. area. Thank you.
My name is LAYC. I came to the youth center because I moved out of my house for safety reasons when I was 18. So I ended up leaving 3 days after my birthday with no money, no place to go, and I was so scared. And I was grateful to be referred to LAYC through another program that I was in. That was Ayuda. The first time I came to LAYC, I had an interview. After going through all the questions, I got a call afterwards, and they assigned me to a house. And that's when I met my first person, which was my case manager, Stephanie Cruz, which later on she became like one of the most important persons in my life. And then I applied to college, which I got accepted to Montgomery College, and it was like only 4 months before I got my call that I was awarded with a scholarship. I had a total of 18 months. It wasn't like you have 18 months and you need to do this, and that, but that's how I put myself to it. I knew I had 18 months and I knew I had to find and save my money, do what I had to do to be in a better place. Like, I remember the goals was to be independent after that time, save enough money, and be ready to be living in the outside world. So when I was living with the African American family, I remember I got really, really close to my host mother. So I was totally a different person. I was shy, I was scared. I was like this kid who you will talk to me and I will start crying because I thought she was screaming to me. She taught me how to be tough, how to respect myself, and how to make people respect myself. In other words, she basically teach me how to be ready to be outside that word. Besides like the cooking, the respect, the standing for myself, standing for, I had no idea, I didn't know anything about the Black culture, and I'm so grateful to be able to live, to have experienced the Latino culture, the Black culture, and until the day of today I still talk to her because she really means a lot to me. When I first started the program, I had no idea how I was going to achieve my goals. And I am so grateful to have met the persons I met in this point. I'm grateful to have been part of the program, of the transitional living program. I'm grateful that I was living with the family I was living, and I'm grateful to have Stephanie as my case manager at that point. And now I'm attending Montgomery College. I'm studying business, and now I'm living in my own apartment, so I'm an independent person, and I still have contact with my family, with my host family and my case manager, because more than just case manager and host family, they became part of my life. When I first started the program, I was scared and I had no idea where I was going to go. And I am so grateful and beyond grateful to have been able to be part of the program LAYC and to have the people that I encounter in my life. I didn't only learn how to be independent, but I learned how to have a healthy lifestyle, besides what I said before, with the respect and standing up for myself and for the right of people and for what's right, which is what I'm doing until today. I'm just fighting to get justice. And I guess the type of person I am is that I will stand for what's right. LAYC gave me hope, and my case manager at that point provided me with all the resources, and she helped me find myself, helped me find what I wanted, and gave me the resources I needed to get where I wanted to be. And I never thought I will end up living like independently and in college and in my job and be doing actually this good that I'm doing right now. I believe that every youth that arrives to LAYC has their own reasons of why they have to leave their house and how they end up there. And I think LAYC is a helpful program because they don't only provide you with the things you need at the moment, but they provide you with, they guide you, they give you the resources you need. They, in my case, my case manager, who was a totally stranger the first day, became one of my closest friend and mentor in my life, and one of the most important persons. She helped me to go and stand up. She helped me to never give up. Every single time I thought everything will be over, she will always be there and be like, you can do it, let's see this. If this didn't go this way, you can try this way. And she will always give me different ways to achieve what I want. LAYC had their families, which they had to go to interviews before becoming a family, and they are so full of love. They're humans too, and they provided me with what this is so funny to say, but I had no idea what a family was until I ended up in my first family. I had no idea what a family was until I ended up with my family, and they received me in their house with love. LAYC is more than a program, it's more like a family.
And now we have a special performance from one of our MMYC youth, Paul. How are you doing, Paul?
I am doing amazing today. Thank you, everyone, for having me here today. I really appreciate it.
No, it's a pleasure to have you. What school are you coming from today?
I am repping High Point High School. I am currently in the 11th grade.
And is it true that you're about to perform one of your original compositions?
Yes, it's an original song called Repentance. And it's basically about finding God in your life, finding a space for him, you know.
No, that's truly amazing, and I can't wait, and I know y'all can't wait at home. So with no further ado, please give it up for Paul.
Trying to fill in this space in my heart, and I'm tired of something greater. Yeah, I need a savior, someone to come and right my wrongs, someone to hold me, and someone to show me, and someone to help me to be strong. And I know that there is hope, and very soon, yeah, I will find the peace that I look for. And where this peace abides, it stays in you. So give to me. Lord, you are the Most High, so help me give my life before it's too late. 'Cause I don't want to die or live my life a lie, then get to heaven's gate and just to be cast away after I've gone astray. Oh Lord, help me. There's so much on my plate. I need to shed this weight of sin to gain my life eternally. And I know that you're the good Lord, so don't let your grace pass me by. 'Cause I'm ready to give up this sinful life of mine. So come and stay in your brand new temple. And now I'm ready to give you, Lord, my all. 'Cause I cannot keep taking all of these hard falls. So come and make my life a brand new, and help me with what I'm supposed to do. 'Cause I know you're the good Lord, so don't let your grace pass me by. I'm ready to give up this sinful life of mine.
Buenas noches. Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to be here tonight to congratulate the Latin American Youth Center for 50 years of service in the Washington, D.C. community. It is a fantastic organization, and I should know because I was a board member for 12 years, and before that, a volunteer for the organization. It really is a wonderful place making a difference in the community. And congratulations to all of the honorees tonight. Felicitaciones a todos. Thank you.
We've had families where the entire family was COVID positive and there was no food. We've had families where a middle school age is taking care of the younger siblings because the parents both are positive. We've had families where they are really challenged by the threat of being evicted. So there's just so much that's going on, but we also found ourselves responding and having to provide services that are not our normal programming.
Some of the youth's parents or grandparents or family members have passed away because of COVID. So that has been a tremendous emotional burden on the youth.
At the beginning of the pandemic, about 70% of our youth lost their jobs. So we had to adapt really quickly and respond to a lot of needs that were new to our housing programs.
They can't pay rent, they can't buy groceries, and they have children. So in some of these families, maybe they only had one income coming in. So losing that income, I mean, you can just imagine.
Our students in the beginning, some of them didn't even have computers, and our families didn't have internet because they couldn't pay for them.
One of the things that we did that was crucial was doing the food distribution. So every 2 weeks we will come here to the main building and get food bags and distribute to the youth in their apartments. But beyond that, there was also a need for increased case management and counseling services. And we were doing a mix of virtual and in-person services.
So we still provided those spaces online for young people to just check in, to see if they needed any food assistance or rental assistance. So it's kind of just tapping into what support are they not getting at home and how can we provide that.
Some of our youth graduated, so we decorated our cars and we rode through the streets of DC and Maryland and rode past these students' houses with them and their families. Even though that they didn't have a traditional graduation, they had something and that we cared and we were there for them.
We had to switch completely to virtual, which completely takes us out of the outdoor portion of our program. My crew leaders and our team were able to find lots of online and virtual opportunities. They explored VR, virtual reality. They explored video content in order for us to be able to bring the outdoors to our students through their computers. And eventually we were able to create a hybrid program so that our youth were able to do work online and outside.
We were able to create an 8-week summer program. We led 6 classes and it was ranging from artistic expression to even college readiness, which was very important for a lot of our young people. So we had to adjust very quickly to switching to our virtual platform.
In light of everything that was happening with George Floyd and tensions that arise, we actually have created a monthly space for our young people to come in and discuss, how they're feeling, discuss the current events, because a lot of the youth that we serve are African American and they're also young people of color. So they're actually affected not only by COVID, but they're also affected by the racial injustices that are happening.
We get our cues from our youth and families. So as this gets prolonged, or as this continues to go, it goes back to us continuing to do the best that we can. There's just so many different pieces that are moving and so many different interests, and I'm so appreciative of our staff being able to fill in where they see they can, because there's so many things that I may not be thinking or someone else is not thinking, but that it's important and it's critical to that family or to our families that it gives them that strength to go on.
$250 or more, you will be automatically entered to win a free 7-day paradise getaway for up to 6 people to Mujeres, Mexico, valued at over $3,500. Leadership matters, and we are fortunate to have incredible leaders serving in different capacities to provide a path forward in our communities. This evening, we honor their work.
Hi, my name is Carlos Mendizabal, also known as Mr. M. I'm an AmeriCorps member at LAYC, Maryland Multicultural Youth Center. I serve in our after-school program with middle school students that's been virtual in Prince George's County. As an AmeriCorps member, I proudly supported the registration of over 2,000 retired doctors and nurses to help at Maryland. I am a proud alum of Prince George's County Public Schools, graduate of Parkdale High School, and excited to be presenting LAYC's Our Youth Matter Award to Dr. Monica Goldson, Chief Executive Officer for Prince George's County Public Schools. Dr. Goldson is a dedicated and dynamic leader of the 20th largest school district in the nation. A product of Prince George's public school system, she spent her entire career serving students in the same community where she was raised and where she chose to raise her own family. Her career began as a mathematics teacher and eventually moved into several principal roles at different high schools. Beyond the schoolhouse, as Associate Superintendent for high schools, Dr. Goldson increased principals' leadership capacity and continued to build upon her career, serving as Deputy Superintendent of Teaching and Learning and Chief Operating Officer that focused on student achievement and implementing policies and strategies related to quality of service delivery. We've been encouraged to partner with Dr. Goldson and her team to address the needs of our hard-to-reach students in ways we never imagined, such as laptops and food distributions and support of distance learning. And now it's my honor to present the award to Dr. Monica Goldson, which says, in appreciation for your outstanding leadership to ensure that students in Prince George's County Public Schools were supported and connected during the pandemic. You embodied the belief that we are stronger when we work together. Now let's hear from Dr. Goldson.
I am honored to receive this prestigious award from Latin American Youth Center. I want to thank the LAYC Board of Directors, the Prince George's staff at the Maryland Multicultural Center, and the 134,000 students that I am blessed to represent. They have shown us what true resilience looks like. While learning remotely from home or transitioning to in-person learning, our students were able to tackle barriers that exacerbated the inequities that exist in our community. Due to our partnership, LAYC staff helped us to connect with our hard-to-reach families to provide meals, mental health supports, rental assistance, to drop off a laptop or hotspot, and continue to offer virtual after-school programming to keep youth on track with their personal and professional goals. Even though we're coming close to the end of the pandemic, let's hope so, the support must still continue for our students. What appeared to be a heavy lift was made possible with just a simple call to LAYC, and for that, I am extremely grateful. Thank you for acknowledging the hard work that it takes to make sure that our students know that they're important to us in our community, in our school system, in our county. Thank you.
Dr. Goldson, your leadership is commendable. LAYC will continue to partner with you to ensure our students are connected to their learning as we get ready for a new school year.
Thank you, AARP.
Hello, my name is Alfonso Guzman, and my company JP Morgan Chase is so proud to be a supporter of this year's Our Youth Matter Virtual Gala. I'm even more excited to share that I also serve as a board member on the LAYC. You know, whenever I see the young people that the LAYC serves, I'm reminded of myself at the age of 13 and 14, feeling lost and frustrated by a lack of resources with no real clear path forward. I, like many of these young people, also grew up in a low-income community, but I can tell you that organizations like the LAYC and contributions from supporters like you really do make a difference in shaping the course of someone's life. I've been very fortunate to have received incredible guidance over the years And now that I'm an adult, it's important for me to give back in the hope that my journey can inspire others who want to do more. I'm proud to work for a company that understands these values and supports organizations like the LAYC. I truly believe that when our entire community does well, we're all better off. Thank you.
My name's Craig Lustig.
And I'm Pete Carter.
And we had just been at a restaurant with some friends, and we happened to walk past a sign advertising an information session for LAYC foster care program, and we saw that it was in particular looking for families who were interested, who were either gay or gay friendly, and so we decided we wanted to learn more.
A few weeks after completing our training, we got a phone call about a little boy who needed placement that day, like within the next couple of hours. Would you be able to take a little boy? And we said, sure, and the bell rang, and in marches this beautiful 2-year-old happy little boy who really changed our lives in so many ways.
Mi nombre es Sebastián Arias.
Mi nombre es Elsa Arias.
Soy de El Salvador y por mi casa han pasado como unos 18 niños que han venido para reunificación y los hemos reunificado con la familia y uno de ellos lo tengo aquí en mi casa como mi hijo. Este es mi hijo, vino aquí a mi casa como de 6 semanas de nacido y aquí está conmigo, y esto se lo digo a muchos padres temporales que pueden llegar. Esta es la alegría que hay en mi casa. Un buen padre temporal, lo primero es el amor. Fundamentalmente es el amor, paciencia, leyes morales, ser positivo, porque eso los ha ayudado a nosotros.
I've learned that being a parent is a lot of hard work, but I wouldn't trade our experience of the last few years for anything. A lot of people don't understand that the primary goal of every foster care case is reunification of the birth family if that's possible. A lot of people think that if you're a foster parent, the child that comes into your care is going to eventually be permanent in your home. And that's not necessarily the case.
Nos sentimos bien y ahí estamos trabajando, luchando con ellos para darles un futuro y una
reunificación
con su familia origen.
Así es que lo que quiero dar a entender a los padres, que se necesita más padres temporales para darles más servicio a tantos niños que tienen mucha necesidad, y no se hace por dinero, se hace con el corazón.
Joshua always says his family is so big. There's not enough love in the world. He's surrounded by so much love from us, from his biological family of origin. He just has this broader world than he would have had, and we have this bigger world than we would have ever had. It's been the best experience. It's one of the most important things I think I will have done in my life.
Ese es el punto mejor que he podido haber, porque los sentimos bien apoyados. Como el LAYC se siente apoyado con nosotros lo sentimos apoyado con ellos, con todos. Alguna necesidad, ahí está la llamada, ahí está la trabajadora social lista y atenta para darlos el servicio.
So if someone was interested, I'd say give it a shot, take a chance.
Your job is to provide love and support and comfort to a child in need and perhaps their extended family.
Yeah, it'll expand your family, it'll expand your horizons, it will be so enriching, it'll be such a wonderful experience.
No, en vez de decir que estoy dando servicio, los niños me están dando servicio a mí. Me siento rejuvenecido en este caso, y mientras pueda voy a seguir haciéndolo.
Hello, my name is Christopher Charles and I've been working with LAYC for a little over 2 years. Before volunteering at LAYC for 6 months, I've had the privilege to serve our nation, the United States Marine Corps. In my current role at LAYC, I oversee programs that test our youth for HIV and STIs and counsel them with a holistic approach. I've also been leading our COVID education efforts to ensure Black and Brown communities are equipped with facts that make their decisions. This year has been challenging for all of us. In a time of such uncertainty, strong leadership is critical. This evening, I am thrilled to present this award to Dr. LaQuandra Nesbitt. Dr. Nesbitt, a board-certified family physician, is the director of DC's Department of Health. She is a published author. While in her tenure in the district, she has addressed critical public health issues. Her leadership has been instrumental at a time when there has been many unknowns in our communities. She has been so valuable in helping communities move forward. Dr. Nesbitt has recognized the importance of educating our communities about the facts of COVID and the vaccine. She has been relentless in her efforts to advocate that all of our communities have access to the vaccine. It is my honor to present LAYC's Our Youth Matter Award to Dr. LaQuandra Nesbitt, which says, "In grateful appreciation of your tireless efforts and leadership to organize and educate our DC residents and ensure that our communities are safe and healthy. Thank you, Dr. Nesbitt, for all of your hard work."
I want to say thank you to Mrs. Lupe Quinteros Grady and the Latin American Youth Center Board for honoring me tonight for my leadership and work over the past year to ensure the district's Black and Brown communities have remained educated and informed on how to stay safe and healthy during this public health emergency. Throughout this pandemic, our team at DC Health has understood that there are many myths and hesitancy within communities of color regarding COVID-19 and the COVID-19 vaccine. With guidance from Mrs. Quinteros Grady and her colleagues on the DC Health Scientific Advisory Committee for the development and implementation of a safe, effective, and equitable COVID-19 vaccine distribution program, and a partnership with LAYC and the development of focus groups, DC Health has been working hard to ensure that all concerns are heard, and we are being as transparent as possible in our messaging to Black and Brown communities. Transparency builds trust, and as a result, members of the community engage in preventative measures, share personal information during our contact tracing efforts, and follow recommended quarantine and isolation guidelines. The district has many health resources, and we know we can always do more to address the significant inequities when it comes to health among residents. It has been one of my goals to address health inequities and disparities and to provide as much education and resources to every resident to ensure that they can achieve their optimal level of health, especially during this pandemic. We know that this time has been rough on everyone, and I commend LAYC for stepping up to the plate immediately by meeting the new and evolving needs of district residents virtually and safely. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, but we can't stop this pandemic without every single one of you. As long as you remember to wear a mask, keep your distance, wash your hands, choose your activities wisely, and of course, get vaccinated when it's your turn, we can put an end to the pandemic. Thank you again for this honor during LAYC's 2021 Gala.
It is incredible the amount of work that Dr. Nesbitt and her team have embarked upon to keep our community safe. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am so happy to be a youth leader sponsor at LAYC's Our Youth Matter Gala this year. A huge congratulations to our awardees. The work you do makes such a difference in the lives of young people in our region and across the nation. And congratulations to the LAYC team, Lupe, for all the great work. Thank you.
America is a honey bun, wrapped in plastic and painted with logos and brands. A country where little Debbies and hostesses are paid less than clowns and colonels. America is a honey bun. Sweet and soft with a bitter aftertaste. 327.2 million calories of ignorance, with 7 grams of saturated racism, 8 ounces of sexism, and a few tablespoons of homophobia. And surprisingly, no actual honey. America is a honey bun, where history is glazed over with a sugar-coated topping, where the lie of freedom is so sweet that we consume it, despite the risk to our bodies. America is a honey bun.
I never had someone to reach out to ask for help, to express my needs or express just what was happening in my daily life. A teacher of mine, she advised me, hey Ruth, there's this lady I feel like you should talk to from LAYC, and I just felt like it was such a stress reliever to get to speak to someone.
I think that she has already come far in a very difficult situation. I always tell her that her dedication, her hard working is definitely gonna pay off.
We used to be sleeping on air mattresses. In the winter it'd be horrible because the floor is cold and yeah, it just doesn't keep the warmth. I mean, I've never had a room in my life to myself, ever. I've always just shared it with my sister, or even now, like my family was sharing a studio and we're all together in one place. No privacy whatsoever. And now I'm here enjoying my own bed and just being in my own space.
She has this magic of turning all stress, instabilities, and even sadness into this fuel for her success.
Well, there was a time where I thought I wouldn't get the GMU scholarship, the DC CAP scholarship, and I was already planning where I was going to work a full-time job or something to make money to go to college the following year. I just started college, but I'm looking forward to graduating college. And I'm kind of scared of what that'll bring for me, but I'm also excited to see, what the outcome will be of graduating and seeing what I could do with that. Of course I'm thankful. I see Jamie and I see Miss Cynthia, and I'm so happy that they've provided memories and they've provided things that have really truly benefited me and my family, and I'm super appreciative of that. And it's a blessing to have LAYC available to me and my family.
I have the distinct pleasure of presenting our Youth Matter Award to Janet Murgia, President and CEO of Unidos US, the nation's largest Latino civil rights and advocacy organization, where she has been serving in this role since 2005. Janet has an impressive career serving as Deputy Assistant to President Clinton. In 2001, she joined the University of Kansas as Executive Vice Chancellor for University Relations. Her support of LAYC over the last few decades, and in particular over the last year, has allowed LAYC to continue to provide support for our youth and families. For example, the LGBTQ Impact Award supports the Drop-In Center and Stripes program we provide to our LGBTQ youth. They conducted focus groups of our Latino youth and families to gain a better understanding of their perspective around COVID and the vaccine. This information would help to inform their messaging. Lastly, their capacity building support will help grow LAYC, its infrastructure over the coming years. And now to present the award, which says, in appreciation for your dedication to advocate for our communities and provide leadership and meaningful partnerships, your belief in our communities inspires hope.
Thank you so much for this wonderful honor. I truly am humbled. And I want to give special thanks to a respected and dynamic leader, not only in the Latino community, but the entire DC area, your energetic CEO, Lupe Quinteros Grady. Lupe has such an incredible story. Her nearly lifelong relationship with LAYC, from participating in youth programs as a teenager to becoming the head of LAYC 3 years ago. And many thanks to the LAYC board and staff for your hard work and deep commitment to our community. I'm very proud of the partnership between Unidos US and LAYC, which is more than 3 decades old. Together, we have worked on youth employment, education, support for LGBTQ Latino youth, and helping to grow the Latino voice, especially our youth, in the political process. When our community and our country faced its greatest public health crisis in a century, I had no doubt that LAYC, like so many of our nearly 300 affiliates across the country, would do everything they could to help. You never closed your doors, and you helped thousands of families weather the pandemic by providing food, emergency aid, technology support, and social services, among others. At Unidos US, we knew our role was to help support our organizations while they were supporting their communities. And we are very proud that our Esperanza Hope for All Fund was able to provide millions of dollars to our affiliates during this challenging time. That is the essence of what we do when we face a challenge. We come together to help each other because we know that in unity there is strength, and in strength there is power. But in unity, there's also hope. That hope is reaffirmed every time I meet the young people who have participated in LAYC's programs. I see their joy in being part of such a great organization. I see their promise and their talent, and I see their hope and commitment to a better future. Let's fulfill their hopes and dreams by working together for that better future for everyone. Thank you again for this incredible honor. Muchísimas gracias y adelante.
Thank you, Janet, for your inspiring words and dedication to our communities.
I'm excited to be presenting LAYC's Our Youth Matter Award to the Gosnell Foundation. Established in 1997, the John and Jean Gosnell Foundation carries on the legacy of its namesakes, 2 Washington, D.C. natives who deeply valued access to education and the great outdoors. When the trustees learned of LAYC's conservation program, they saw a perfect marriage of the foundation's education and nature priorities, so that future generations continue to have the opportunities to enjoy and immerse in their natural surroundings. The foundation trustees believe that we need to invest in preserving and sustaining the environment. The foundation saw the need to continue investing in these critical programs to ensure youth still had access and were still connected in a virtual or hybrid setting to GED and job readiness training and case management services.
Being a senior of a Conservation Member Corp, it makes me feel like, it helped me a lot to push myself forward in life and have more skills on myself. I got connected to LAYC by a person, and they connect me to be a better, successful person for real, and push me forward to have my goals prior to high levels, not only be like little mindset, and it helped me a lot. And then LAYC just have me push myself forward and push myself to get better levels of my skills. Like they told me, every job is very important in life, no matter how big or small it is. It gave me experience to push myself and to push everybody else to be successful, to learn more skills in life, because not only one skill you have multiple skills in life.
It is my honor to present the award to the Gosnell Foundation, which says, in appreciation of your commitment and support for environmental education and youth development work, helping to cultivate a new generation of youth leaders for a more sustainable future. Now let's hear from Kate Gillette, a Gosnell Foundation trustee.
Hello, my name is Kate Gillette, and I am delighted to represent the John G. and Jean R. Gosnell Foundation today in accepting the Our Youth Matter Award from LAYC. On behalf of the Gosnell Foundation's Board of Directors and its founders, Jack and Jean Gosnell, I want to extend our deepest gratitude to the Latin American Youth Center staff and board. Thank you so very much. The Gosnell Foundation focuses on two key areas: nature preservation and youth education. Our mission is to ensure present and future generations access to educational opportunities and experiences in nature. We especially address the most vulnerable, youth who face barriers to success in the education system and natural environments that are at risk. When we learned of LAYC's Montgomery County Conservation Corps and the DC River Corps programs, we saw a perfect marriage of the Foundation's education and nature priorities. While LAYC placed tremendous focus on responding to the emergency needs of their youth and families during the COVID crisis, they knew that keeping the youth connected and keeping their programs running was also critical. These programs provide an essential foundation for youth during the crisis, even if shifted to hybrid or virtual status. Furthermore, the Foundation saw that engagement in nature was of greater value than ever to help combat the mental health challenges of the pandemic. So many of us found refuge in nature during the last 13 months since COVID-19 turned our lives upside down. Especially my fellow trustees and I who are mothers, we saw firsthand how exploring creeks and trails, planting, growing, and tending to the earth could give our children some semblance of control in a world that was spiraling out of their grip. The Gosnell Foundation was grateful to have this opportunity during the pandemic to cultivate the potential of youth who are enthusiastically interested in taking care of our environment and developing their leadership skills. Thank you again for this honor and LAYC's 2021 Gala. We encourage other foundations, companies, and individuals to consider LAYC's conservation and River Corps programs when you're thinking about how to cultivate our youth and environment for generations to come. These gifts have an incredible impact at LAYC.
Thank you for joining us. Tonight, we celebrate our youth and their accomplishments and honor leaders that have worked tirelessly to lift our communities in a time of great need. What a year. We're still standing, and we're so grateful to all that have supported our work. This evening would not be possible without the contributions and hard work of so many. I want to first thank our LAYC board members for their support. You have been with us every step of the way. And I want to give a special thank you to our host committee for ensuring that this evening was a success. And LAYC staff, you rock. Thank you for all you do on behalf of our youth. To our sponsors, I'm grateful for your support, which has enabled our work at LAYC to continue. Thank you to Oak Point Charitable Foundation, Julie Jensen, Helene Cook and Dick Hall, Capital One, Morgan Stanley, Pepco, Geico, Rick and Diana England, and Wells Fargo. Helene, Dick, Julie, Lori, you have seen me grow up at LAYC, and you are so special to me. Thank you for always believing in our youth. Since the beginning of the pandemic, we at the Latin American Youth Center have often said we are doing the same work, but in a different way. For more than 50 years, LAYC proudly has stood beside our youth as they pursue their goals. It is our moral obligation to support and equip this next generation of leaders. And we at LAYC acknowledge we have to do better and be better for our youth. Together, we can make a difference in the lives of our youth. Over the past year, many of you rallied and supported our efforts, which have been a great benefit to our communities. We could not do this work without you. As always, LAYC will lead by listening to the feedback, insight, and concerns of those we serve, overcoming every new challenge as a united community.
And right now, we'd like to thank everyone that made tonight possible, starting with our extraordinary leadership. Thank you, Lupe Quinteros Grady. Thank you to the board of directors. Thank you to the gala host committee. And of course, your amazing LAYC staff. Thank you to you all. I don't know about you guys, but I cried so much from Paul. His heart really poured into that song. Lupe, Quinteros, Grady, and the host committee, and all the other LAYC staff did such an amazing job. But here's the important part. If you were moved by today's program, if the youth inspired you, please do not forget to donate. Text LAYC to 76278. That's text LAYC to 76278. By the way, don't forget, if you donate more than $250, you are entered automatically to win a trip to Mexico. I mean, we've got our shots. Let's go. Join us and help the LAYC continue their mission and to thrive. Go LAYC. Thank you. Thank you for your support, guys. Join us for the party. It's not over.